Right. Well, hey, welcome to another episode of the Operation Grow Show, Season 5, Episode 8, I believe this is. And today is the quiz day, quiz night, questions. See how much attention everybody's been paying to everything that's been going on so far. But before we do that, let's have a quick little round of how's everybody doing? Let's see who's around. Cascadian, how you doing, sir? How are things going, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Good morning. Happy to be here. Another Saturday talking breeding. This is going to be a lot of fun here to see who does what today. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries. Excellent and good to see you. And Lefty there, I see you again with the artistic background. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Plants are doing good. Got a few males that I've got set aside that I'm keeping an eye on for the breeding project. But everything's going good, man. Having a better week this week, so happy to be here and good to see everybody chipper.
Excellent. And we also have GMF. I don't know. Can you talk GMF?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Y'all been drinking since 11 a.m. So it's been a good day.
Oh
beer
yeah,
competitions.
Driving, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to say drinking, but no. Today was shout out. I mean, they're probably not watching, but shout out to my friends at THC. They're another big homebrew club. I was judging with them today, so shout out to them for all their efforts. So yeah, it's a good day, man. Happy to be here with y'all. Just doing the judgy judge thing today and hanging out with y'all now so I can relax.
Nice. And Tyler, Shruby.
Doing pretty good over here, man. Just working away in the garden.
Nice. How's everything looking on that front? I see everybody's got plants doing pretty damn well at the moment from what posts I've seen.
I just started week 2, so yeah. 2 males. So it's not
nice.
Too bad. I'm going to select one of them, call the other one tonight.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to do an open pollination or if I'm going to collect pollen and actually just do a couple branches. I'm not sure what to do yet.
It depends how much product you want at the Yeah. Sometimes open pollination. If you could do a few branches, might be a better idea. And remind us again, what are you crossing there?
I have a AK-39 female and a storm shadow male, as well as a CBD hash plant to a storm shadow.
Nice. And are you seeing anything in particular in the in those males that's making you lean? I mean, like you said, you've only got 2 now that's making you lean towards one rather than the other.
The one's node spacing is just like perfect in the structure of it. The other one's got a little bit of a wider node spacing, but other than that, it's pretty much identical.
Nice. And terps in that terp profile, it's maybe a bit early for that, I suppose. But you gave a stem rub, get an idea.
It's got a pretty good smell to it right now. I can't really distinguish any one specific terp off it, but they're pretty potent.
Nice.
Mine all smell poopy.
Oh,
got that
nappy bag poop.
Like stem rub. It's like, oh, they all smell like poop.
Nice. And what are you down to on yours there, Lefty, in terms of?
I've got my eye on 2 males. I've got 4 set aside. I started out with, I think, 11. And called off real early, the couple real early showers, the real tall, fast growing ones. I got rid of those early. So basically what I'm doing is, because of the banana OG being as, more of like a cushy structure and stuff like that, the way it grows, I'm looking for more of like the Daybreaker pheno out of the Arise, which has got Chem D and the Joseph OG. So it's real OG, Chem dogs kind of got that cushy growth structure. So that's kind of what I'm going for in my male. Is a shorter plant, real wide leaf. And I'm looking for that poopy nose on it, because usually that translates into like those really high potent cushy type terps. So I'm kind of in the neighborhood I want to be in, but that's what I'm looking for. And all I'm trying to do is just bring that banana terp to the arise, because the arise is real potent. It's a good yielder. It's got good structure to it. So all I'm trying to do is just bring that fruity banana terp to the arise.
Mm. Mm. I see you've not been on the temple balls today.
No.
A lot
did-
more chatty
Not
catty
yet.
than normal.
Yeah, I've been on quarantine at home for the last week because I had to go back to Michigan for some family business.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
I've been let off of quarantine today. So if you know what that means, I'm staying out of the hash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. And what have you got on the go at the moment there, Cascadian?
Root beer babies, actually.
Mm.
Nothing really
Oh.
flowery and too exciting. Just vegging up these root beer babies to see what the deal is with Mean Gene's root beer backcross 3. So,
Yeah.
Gotta keep talking about it, don't you?
it's all I got, man. You ask me what's going on. That's what I got going on. Sorry.
Oh shit!
One of them things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know the mystery grows from their first pollination run that they'd done. They've just had some random seeds that had fallen out, and no idea what they actually, which ones they came from. But they've threw a bunch of those down, and a couple of them, well, 3 of them apparently have germinated. So it should be interesting to see. What just and yeah, those knowing their luck, it'll be those were the golden ones, and you have no idea what they are. And then we get into that whole problem of what is it? Yeah, come on, somebody's got to invent the at-home USB gene fingerprinting device. Come on, it must be possible.
They've got I don't know how accurate they are. There's a purple. I don't remember the brand name, but they have those.
Yeah, there's the purple one.
Those little things you can put the nug in and tell you the THC and stuff. So we're knocking on the door, but
They also just came out with a new one there. Was last week. I can't remember what the brand is. $6,200 though. I'll tell you the terpene profile as well for home.
The other thing that's been pretty interesting, it's not quite the same thing, but interesting, is Raptor's always talking about those mini PCR machines.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to work that alongside a breeding program with a PCR machine.
Yeah.
Just to see what you could elicit with it, you'd be able to see something, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. Something else to help tag it along. Sorry, I'm just. So yeah, other than that, how's everybody been keeping? All good? Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, sun's
How's
starting
the
to come out. Gonna start hiking again. Can't wait to plant the garden, like the outdoor veggie plant and food garden. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, no, it's still been a little bit chilly here. I've been hoping to get the chilies out, but unfortunately, like the other night we've been having some frosts here again. It actually snowed briefly at some ungodly hour, but only briefly.
Wow.
So yeah, unfortunately, although yeah, because they really do need to be kept warm, especially to germinate. I mean, germinate them indoors, but that's the thing. About 20 degrees Celsius is what they need to be kept at. And that's where I find like putting a minder out in the actual greenhouse. And I guess that's something for anybody who's getting to that point of thinking of starting to move plants outside. It's not just the ambient air temperature that you actually need to keep an eye on. Go and measure the soil temperature, especially all the way down. Like you go and dig the hole that you're going to put your plant into. Drop a sensor that deep in and check what the temperature is.
It's also temperature. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at too. Is I got to get my spot all figured out for my greenhouse this week. I got to do a little excavating and grading. But yeah, I got to get my greenhouse up really soon. Getting close to the
Mm.
time where I can start throwing stuff in the ground at the end of the month. So yeah, soil temperature, like he was saying, soil temperature is huge. I mean, that's your leading influence in growing plants is soil temperature.
Yeah, and you notice it straight away. I mean, you take a plant that's been going really well indoors where it's all nice and warm, and you drop it in, and it's warm on the top, but the roots are cold, and you just watch it, just its growth just stunts almost instantly. And it's like, you
There
wait.
is a procedure for moving plants from indoor to outdoor, as well as usually referred to as hardening off.
Mm.
Uh, some vegetables it's actually pretty important with, because you'll lose your vegetable due to that upset that you're talking about. The vegetable will just wilt so completely that it doesn't come back. Um, so you start off by putting the plant outside for an hour the first day. The next day is 2 hours, and then you just increase it by an hour every day
Yeah.
until you get to the point that it's basically up to about 12 hours. It's out there all day, early morning to late at night. And then after that, you leave it out overnight. So you
Mm.
work the plant up to being able to hold just the ambient environment. And that's before you even put it in the ground. So then you need to leave it outside for a couple of days before you put it in the ground so that it can get used to the fluctuations. And then you can introduce it to the soil temperature. But that's the textbook, more textbook way to do it that they would teach you at school, is to
Yeah.
take like 2 weeks to get your plant outside. You gotta think it through.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's particularly important, especially when you've put in quite a bit of time potentially on a breeding project, and you're now going to move them outside to see how they do, and in the eagerness to go out and do it, to get them outside to play with them, especially if it's the first time you're doing it, check the weather forecast, and this is the big difference between outdoor and indoor is you don't control the outdoor. um, so you really have to, weather forecast becomes like seriously important.
Max says
To
in
the
chat too. I've heard this one before, that an old farmer's trick is to basically sit your ass on the ground, and if your butt gets cold, it's too early to plant. I've heard that one before too. But that would depend on what you're planting. That would be too cold to plant hot weather crops: tomatoes, peppers, watermelons, cantaloupes, that sort of stuff. Your lettuce, your greens, your some of that stuff's gonna freak out if the soil's that hot. It's gonna actually bolt on you. So it's the end of one growing season and the beginning of another. But definitely works for tomatoes, for peppers.
Mm.
Put your butt on the ground, see if it gets cold.
Yeah, I found out that actually made quite a difference in when transporting those. Yeah, particularly the chilies that I grow. That's really noticeable. They can sit in there. They sit in there for like a couple of weeks before it stays consistently warm, not just briefly getting up to temperature then tanking again, but staying at night. It hardly drops either. You're only getting like this maybe a 5 to 6 degree swing in temperature between day and night all of a sudden. And then they really come onto their own. That's
That's
where it can also.
Go
Yep.
ahead.
I was going to say what you can do sometimes is keep the plant in its plastic pot, for example, and when you're putting it in, you can put it in during the day and then take it out at night, so it's getting sort of used to that root zone. And if you notice it too much, you can just lift the plant out completely. You haven't committed it to being in the ground if you get it wrong. That is another option.
That's what's so cool to see. If you've ever seen I'm sure you have, Pete, but if you've ever seen the data graphs from outdoor growing environments and compared that to indoor growing environments, when you compare the air temperature to the soil temperature on the same graph, it's always interesting in the spring to watch how long it takes for the thermal mass of the soil to actually warm up when you look at that data alongside like the weather data. It'll be like 50, 60, 50, 60 in the Fahrenheit in the air, and the soil will still be like 45, 46, 47, and it takes like 3 more weeks for it to get where you need it to be. But it's been 60 outside for, you're in t-shirts and shorts because you can't believe it's hot out.
It's crazy. We stick a thermometer in the ground from about now until about the middle of April, being on the golf course. Every week we'll do it, beginning of the week, end of the week. And you can see, it's like you can watch the grass green up as that temp starts to come up. You know what I mean? You'll get like, 1 week you'll get a good jump where you got good high night temperatures, good high daytime temperatures. And it's like all of a sudden that grass went from green to like, oh shit, it grew 1.5 inches in a week. It's like, oh, check the soil temps. And it's like, okay, we're there. So it's crazy how that translates. Even with a hot day, until that soil temperature comes up, it's doing nothing more than just photosynthesizing.
It's so easy to see how people can get fooled though if they don't understand that.
Right.
They'll put their plants out too early, and then why is my plant sad? Well, there's a little bit more to think about here. Like, it's such a trick, man.
Yeah.
But that's the rough spot of being on the newer end. I always feel bad for those guys because it's a rough lesson. You watch this baby, you grow it up, it's beautiful, you've babied it inside, you've obviously watched it, watered it, and then you go put it outside and it just
tanks. Yeah.
If it did live in the soil, if it was that cold and it did survive, and you brought it from inside to outdoor, that thing's gonna start flowering probably whenever you put it outside because it's too damn early.
Yeah, of course, that's the other thing to remember is you got to be careful about. Just because it's 12 hours of light outside doesn't mean that it's time to be able to, it needs to be at least 16 hours of daylight outside if you don't want it to think it needs to flower, because at 14 hours it'll still get tripped up.
And it's not, the part that's always fun for me is it's not 14 hours on the sunrise to sunset calculators. You can look up when's the sun come up. It's not that 12 hours. It's 12 hours of sunlight on the soil where the plant grows.
Yeah.
Which is a totally different ball game to get. You got trees, you got hills, you got mountains, you got clouds, you live in the wrong spot and it's cloudy for 8 hours a day every day. Like, I don't know, the Puget Sound in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to be really hard to grow anything that needs tomato temperatures outdoors. So yes.
Yeah.
We used to like watching the farmers. We'd wait till they started, and then we'd sneak our stuff in between their fields. That was always kind of the cover we used. We'd steal their nutrients and, just let them do all the work for us. But we'd watch them and watch when they went out. When they started their fields, that's when we'd go to work.
Good old Farmer's Almanac, isn't it? Isn't that where you'd have all the exact times of everything?
Yep.
Reach back into the old pocket. So yeah, now, of course, it is quiz night, and it would be remiss not to have a quiz on quiz night. So this is going to be a case of like how much attention have you been paying? So the way we're going to run this is there are there are 5 questions that will be coming up, and we'll ask a question, and then we'll do start. You'll have to type your answer and one answer each in chat, and then we'll say stop, or we'll type stop it in chat, and that's when it comes to an end for answering that question, and then we'll get everybody's question or answers together by the end. When it's the first right answer for each question, that person is the winner of that question, and then at the end we'll tally up and figure out who was the winner of each one. And the prizes will be some seeds, some genetics, a combination of various different things depending on where you live. So yeah. Without being too vague or too precise, I should say, that should be good. So let me just get this set up so it doesn't set the whole thing. Do you know your backcross from your founder's effect? Right, let's keep chat open up in one corner over here somehow. Let's see how this is going to work. All right, so let's see. I guess I better start. Well, I'll show the question and then I'll type start in chat and we can get it going that way. And then we'll wait. Give it 30 seconds or so to answer. 30 seconds is enough.
That sounds pretty good, yeah.
Sure, we got a timer somewhere. We'll time 30 seconds. Let me get a timer up. Talk about preparation in advance. My ass.
What's that for?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so. Have fun.
Come on.
All right, just because I was beer judging all day, Cascadian, what you drinking?
Root beer. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The old Virgils, man. At least it's the good stuff.
30 seconds on the clock.
Good vanilla notes in Virgil's.
Here's the Virgils advertisement now.
All right. So, here we go. Question number 1. What is the correct nomenclature for backcross? And start. And timer is going. It's a bit like 8 out of 10 cats does countdown.
So we do have a delay.
Yep.
So the start came through the chat and the question's not on the board yet.
Oh, is it not on the board yet? Oh, okay.
So I'm just watching the timing here.
All right. It must have come
There's
through
the
now.
Question
Okay,
just
cool.
popped up. And there's the right answer.
And
Cool. So I've
Okay,
got
cool,
the
sir.
winner, and I'm gonna write down a backup just in case, because things happen.
There we go. So that was okay. That's a good way actually of doing it. I'll do start when it appears on the, or if somebody tells me, because I can't get up on the screen at the same time as the bloody chat. If you say when the question appears, I'll do start, and then we'll get it going.
I can do start and stop if you want. I got it right here.
All right.
You can just watch it.
Cool. Okay, so then on to question number 2. Buying a pack of seeds is bottlenecking or founder's effect?
I'm assuming it's cheating if we just go into the chat because we're ahead of everything. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, just thought I'd ask.
I want those beads, goddammit.
All right.
A natural inclination to cheat.
Did you do start or?
I'm waiting for it to come up here.
Oh, okay, because that's weird because it's up on my one.
Yeah. Oh, people are answering already. I don't know if I got a delay or something.
Yeah, well,
there it is.
Sorry. We'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with the first couple of people as well to include them in the.
Yeah. The timing's a little weird here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let that run for a little bit.
There's a winner. And another winner.
Right. And I'm going to do stop. Okay, so that's question number 2. let's see if everybody's ready and prepared for question number 3. Picking your breeding pair is which effect? I tell you what, when I see it pop up on mine, I'll hit start.
Okay.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I don't know if I'm lagging or what the deal is. Mine's running a little weird now.
it's 1,000 pack. Oh, let's see what we got going on the chat there.
I haven't seen it yet.
Pimping.
Seen some pimping. I've seen some pheno hunting.
Yeah. And at some point, we're going to have to call it.
We gotta have somebody get it right.
We'll give it another 30 seconds. I would say
Japanese song.
give a clue. It's in it. Yeah. Look at the
Same
previous
question
question.
That's so much a clue as just giving away the answer.
Or maybe not, depending on which answer you gave in the first question.
You got one finally.
We're going to end it in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we did get a winner.
Did eventually get a winner, yes. Pollen chucking.
Yeah, BX, definitely BX. The root beer effect. That's the greatest answer right there.
All right, question number 4. Phenotype is genotype plus allele frequency. B, genotype plus environment. C, environment plus expression. Which one is it?
A, B, or C, guys.
A, B, or C? Oh, hang on. Go. So yeah, this is like what defines phenotype. Bottlenecking. I know going.
All right.
Another 10 seconds.
We got some winners on that one.
And that's it. Stop. All right, excellent. And now the 5th and final question of the quiz. And we shall return to the normal programming. A dihybrid F1 is an inbred line. True or false?
Yeah, I agree, Dozier. This is fun.
Is it foo or is it Tulse? Foo or Tulse?
Right? Who were toss?
And let's see, another 15 seconds or so to go. Total BS.
The whole quiz. Just BS.
And
All
stop. If somebody's really lagging there, it's a C.
You know, I seen a BS too.
Oh yeah, you got to be in live chat, not top chat.
Cool.
Yeah, well, cool. Thanks, everyone. It's been a great show.
Good night, folks.
We'll see you
Have
next
a
week.
good one,
Good
y'all.
night. All right. Well, we can reveal the answers, and we will reveal the winners at the end of the show. So there's no really the answers. BC is the correct nomenclature because it's the C for cross. BX would actually mean B was crossed with something. That's what the X is for. It's to show that it was actually crossed with something else.
But it looks like things
it's this
crossing,
times
like
that.
Xmas.
Number two was you're committing the founders, essentially committing the founders effect by when you buy the pack of seeds, and it is bottlenecking it when you then select your breeding pair. So that was just taking, really simple, trying to bring those bigger idea concepts into real world examples. B, phenotype is genotype plus environment, and it's the environmental bit that keeps changing. The genotype is, so the same genotype with a variable of environment will express multiple phenotypes. Multiple phenotypes being expressed in the same environment means that the environment is the same, so the genotype is the bit that's different. So you've got each one of those phenotypes is a different genotype that you're looking at. You're actually genotype hunting, not so much phenotype hunting when you're trying to pick the plant that you're interested in. And finally, it's false. A dihybrid F1 is not an inbreeding line. An IBL F1 is an inbreeding line F1. So yeah, so congratulations to those who we will go through and make sure we've got it all done. But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed that. And yeah, good bit of fun. Cool.
Yeah, that was a good time. A little bumpy, but we figured it out. That was cool.
He's bottlenecking like choking the chicken.
I can see the similarity.
So yeah, how's everybody? Let's see here. We've got to have a work out who's got what going on. So without breaking 3 out of 5 or something. Yeah, no, cool. I mean, yeah. Well, how did everybody do who was taking part? I mean, if you were keeping an eye on what you scored on, was it anything? And I'd be interested in if anybody like grossly disagrees with, with what we said. Like, no, that's not right. But yeah, hopefully everybody did.
Anova protests the answer to number 4.
4, yeah.
To number 4.
Let's talk about it.
Genotype and environment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the official definition. So, but yeah, why? Okay, what was? Yeah, exactly. Well, what would be the protest? The answer to the 4th question. Go on, Nova. Let's hear it. As GMF said, present the counter argument. So yeah, so Cascading, did you get a note of who everybody? Cool.
Yeah, man, I got winners for all 5.
Excellent.
4 of the 5, I have a backup winner just in case the winner is not here or we can't get a hold of him. Yeah, we did good, man.
Excellent. He's just fucking joking. Yeah, well, don't come around here and fucking joke, mate. We're all far too serious for that.
Now, what is a joke? Can we really talk about what makes a joke a joke?
Whether it's with a hard R. Ginger.
I'm starting to feel like I should drink more for these shows.
Yeah. And what's everybody anybody in chat growing anything particularly exciting or interesting that have been growing along from what we've been talking about so far? Any
I'm curious to know if anybody following along has been putting any of this into practice, or has a project that they're going to work on, or is actually going to use this.
Because if you are actually, then you should head over to the neighborhood Discord channel
Discord.
and can jump in on there and gee, where's the link for that? I don't have that up right now.
I can grab it.
But yeah, you can jump in on there and tell us about everything that you're doing there, or on the GR420 Grow forum as well. And something we were discussing, OG Church Bag Seed. Interesting. My FT Generation third order. That's fun. So GR420, what did you bring together? What were the original parents? Was one of them pure ruderalis or not? Be interesting to see. It's 1/3 auto. Okay, that would be.
Yeah. Is that 1/3 auto by genetic breakdown, or is that 1/3 auto in expression?
And out of how many plants grown so far? That would be the other thing, because until you've grown like 1,000, you won't have enough to get the correct ratio. You might have just been unlucky or lucky, depending on how it goes. It might swing completely the other way at 1,000 plants. Like, fuck, only 1/3 are not auto. But yes, I mean, something we were discussing earlier was a way of being able to do like the breeding on a smaller scale is to do it with take cuts from your plants. Second that cut's rooted, flip it into flower and pollinate it.
Is that a
oh,
male
lefty,
lefty?
hang on a second.
That's a boy, isn't it? I thought it was a girl for a second, but that's a boy.
That's nice.
That's a nice looking boy.
Is that one of the arises?
Oh, that one's nice too, man.
Yeah, these are the Arise.
Nice.
Yeah, those are looking good. Wow.
But yeah, they're stacking up pretty good.
Yeah, see, we're looking at GR420's comment. Yeah, once you've done like another, it would be really interesting to see at the end of like that 50, you write down what that number is. I mean, it's not always a precise 25% is this and the other one is that, but the 25%, that's close. I mean, it's a quarter, but it's also fairly close to a third. It's not far off. And as you saw from that whole, when you're randomly selecting, it's never quite bang on. It fluctuates around that number. I mean, those numbers that they talk about are always perfect environment. It's the lab setup, everything. There's no minor little variations allowed. It's if it was perfect, that's what you would get.
Yeah. And they're numerical means, really.
Yeah, as I illustrated in the earlier conversations, you're always going to oscillate, sort of swing around that perfect number. You're going to be high and low depending on where you are in relation to where you were and the selections that you made. You're not going to always be perfectly on that percentage.
Yeah. I mean, you got to grow massive numbers in for that to happen, to get really close to it consistently. All right. Well, I think maybe what we should do is, before we keep people in suspense for too much longer, well, we could drip feed it, I guess. So yeah, the winner for question A was who do we have down there?
Number 1 was J Diz.
J Diz, excellent, buddy. Do get in contact Operation Grow on Instagram. We'll do it that way. or come over to the Discord channel and get in contact through there. Yeah, that's a good one.
Could come in the Zoom room after the show too.
Yep, or the Zoom after show. All the winners are welcome to jump in along with everybody else, and we can get your details so that we can get seeds off to you.
So
as I said, we're not doing any international shipping. It's all from local sources, so don't have to worry about international.
One thing we didn't cover prior was how do we feel about multiple winnings going to the same person?
I'd see what the person can say in chat, whether they wish to. If we've got two winners for some of those, where two people came up with answers like really close to each other, one after each other, then yeah, I mean, I'd say, hey, it's the rules of the game. If you got it in first, you won it. It's you know, up to them. If they want to say we can give it to somebody else, then fine, we'll give it to somebody else.
It's always nice to be magnanimous, to give up your winning if you can. You know, if you already got one.
I vote Savage.
So yeah, Jada's well done on that. Excellent. I don't know where people are located. I'm not gonna make a guess. So yeah, jump in the chat afterwards and we'll let you know what's up. And then yeah, so question number 2 was by
Jadiz
again. Yeah. So hopefully
Somebody's
Jadiz is
been
still
watching.
there.
Thanks, Jadiz.
Is he still in chat?
There's a way to look. You can pull up the members list. Participants.
I don't see him there.
It doesn't always show everybody. If you click off screen or something like that, it takes you out of the participants list. Or if you haven't chatted in a while, it'll pull you off the participants list.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, but we do also have a backup. If we don't hear from Jada's, we do have a backup.
Yep.
So, in that case, let's see. If we haven't heard from them by the end of this show, then they definitely get the first one, and then we'll give the second one over to somebody else. I think that'd be fair enough to do. Hopefully, they're still around. We don't want to like dangle the carrots to the person's on tender hooks until the end of the show. To like, there we go. Jada's is still around. Oh, he says give it up to the other person.
Yep. So the second winner then of question number 2 would be Pip Jam.
Very nice of you, Jada. Very nice of you.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yep. So Pip Jam's number 2. You want to know number 3?
Yeah. Let's go with number 3.
Buddha Boy was number 3. I know he's
excellent.
Still
yeah, I think that. Yep. He's still there.
And then we had a couple of guys duke it out for number 4 and number 5.
Yep.
Introvert Genetics was first on the draw both times. So I don't know what they want to do. They won number 4 and number 5.
So who was that again? Sorry.
Introvert Genetics.
Introvert Genetics. And they're still around in chat. So Introvert, would you like to claim both 4 and 5, or are you wanting to? Which one would you like to claim if you're wanting to only claim one of them? I think there's going to be much difference, to be honest. Actually, no, they won't be. It's either just more of the same or half of the same.
Would you like to double down? Yeah.
So we'll see what they come up with in a minute.
Yeah.
Forget about the delay.
So we'll have to have a couple more weeks of some stuff and then do it again, man.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I don't know how that goes as with, from chat's perspective as well. How does that work as a way of doing it? I think it makes it more interesting.
Seen a handful of comments that they, had a good time and enjoyed themselves.
And then being able to, keep everything like bite-sized, chunk size. It's just so much more digestible. I think it's not having to sit there for too long. It's so funny to watch how delayed chat is to us. It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
John Wayne asked when the questions were asked, and the questions were asked in the first portion of the show.
Around 20 minutes in, I think it was.
Yeah. We're still looking for introvert genetics. If you're listening, bud, let us know. You want number 4 and number 5. If you want them both, if you want one of them, we just need to know. Don't know whether I should announce another winner or not. It's the only deal.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not a big deal, you know?
So let's see.
But yeah, I definitely want to do this again. This will be fun. I'll have more things to give away too as the year progresses here, and I get a little bit more of my balls rolling. I'll have more to gift away, and that'll be a lot of fun. So I'll be sure to come on the OG show and do some of that.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. That's whether we can feel jealous. I don't think introverted genetics. I don't know if it's still around.
Right.
But maybe what you do. Let's find who was another one. I think actually, fuck it. Who was another one on? Was on the
couple
fifth?
ciders
I think the fourth.
Let's do it.
I think the fourth one was which was the one that had people really guessing away that that was. Oh yeah, it was the second one where people came in with a bunch of different options.
Number 4 was the genotype environment answer.
Yeah, okay, well, let's pick who was the second.
Magma Seeds was the second, funny enough.
Hey!
Funny enough, Magma.
So, if we don't hear from Introvert, we're in the same situation. Magma was second on the draw for 4 and 5.
Damn.
So
bring it in hot.
Well, and since he's on the table right now, I'll throw it out there. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Magma will probably be joining us next week on the show.
Yes, exactly. Yes, next week on the show. And by the way, that's by no means why they won anything here. Okay, just to be clear, just to be absolutely bloody clear. It's purely being there, and knowing the answers. That's what it comes down to.
But I'll very much recommend y'all hang out next. Make sure you make the show next week because it ought to be really interesting to get his take on stuff. He's been doing this for a little while, seems like.
And Pete, you want people to contact you on Operation
Grow Instagram.
Yeah. At Operation Grow 2019. Yeah.
Okay.
On Instagram, you can ping me up there, and I'll put that on here at Operation.
Fumi points out a good point that maybe introverts just, being introverted.
Losing the name, people.
I'm on the spot.
Jesus, why wouldn't that extrovert shut the fuck up? Yeah, I tell you what, if anybody hasn't been, like, for instance, introverted, if you don't get in touch by next week, we'll pick somebody else from the list and we'll send it off. So we'll make sure everybody gets. Absolutely. I'm just going to quickly go and grab another cold tinny from the fridge, and I shall be right back. So yeah, keep it going, chaps.
As Candy would say, time for another coldie.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to hear Magma talk next week, though. I see he's in chat. It'll be fun to see him pop on and hear what he's got to say. I'm always excited to hear other experienced breeders tell me, and tell us and share what they do, it's really the why they do it that I find so fascinating. So,
and I hope we can make that a recurring thing. Try to get more and more people in to get these new perspectives. That it's keeping people in the loop with what we're up to. But what I really find fascinating myself is hearing all these other experienced perspectives that just go way beyond what my day to day is. So that's cool.
Yeah. And I find the it's good to see like the different things coming through, what people are seeing, and like again, like talking about earlier, this applies to not just cannabis. I mean, it's clear once again, if you want to play around with doing some quick breeding plants that are kind of easy to play around with. I mean, what we were discussing, like sweet peas or something, you could probably do fairly quickly and easily, and they look nice too. I mean, they are quite a pretty, and you can get some pretty fragrant ones. There's something that's interesting because some of those have no smell at all, and some of them actually have a fairly strong smell to go with them. So you could cross non-fragrant with fragrant and try and figure out how that follows through. You could do them in your same grow environment so that you don't have to worry about doing it seasonally. That means you control the seasons. It's an artificial environment. So you can get through the generations quite quickly. You want something that you can turn around fairly fast. And if you do get the opportunity, I say fruit flies are the other way of doing it. I mean, guys, you could just order that stuff on. Well, I say order it online when there was no online. I remember the school had to from a catalog, and it arrives to the post box of things buzzing away. Like, what the hell did you kids order? Science teacher was fine. The hound must feed. Yeah.
I gotta take off here, guys.
You're gonna shoot off. All right, Tyler. Stay safe. Where can
Tyler.
everybody find you before you quickly shoot off? Just give us a reminder.
On Instagram, Shooby-Doo, Cannabuzz, Big Lion Bud, and on Bagseat's Discord. Link should be in the comments somewhere. Purple G,
Excellent.
get to it. Cheers.
All right, dude. Catch you later. Yeah, and just also, I guess, as we come towards the end of the live bit, if you do want to support the show and be in on, to sign up and support the show, there's the Patreon. Always appreciated. If there's only 2 tiers, if you sign up to the $5 tier, you'll get, I think they're like looking at doing maybe 3 seed drops a year. While the show's going, and it's going to be going for a while, I to suspect. From what's being produced within the Operation Grow project. So when they become available, if you're in the $5 tier, that's the offering there. And then any content that we come up with, all the slides and that we produce, we'll put them up there too. So yeah, feel free. It's a great way. It feels really awkward. But big thank you to those who have signed up so far. It really is appreciated. It does help to cover some of the costs. And need a veggie seeds. Again, what would be a good selection? What would be something that would be good to pick now? And so more like the northern climes, and we were talking these kind of early temperatures, the first sort of things that you would look at planting outdoors from a veg growing perspective, what would you be looking at?
Leafy greens, man. A lot of the lettuce, kale, that sort of stuff. And the peas. We're coming up really quick on beans, but peas do really well. But yeah, leafy greens is where to start in this early cool weather here. Especially the bitters, the arugulas, and those ones that you don't normally buy at the store. Use those to accent your salads and stuff. So lettuces, kales, spinach. Really the place to start.
Cool. And then there'll be a good few months. I mean, like if you want to grow chilies, my advice is germinate them indoors, because if you're waiting to germinate them outdoors, if you don't live sort of in the tropical area, it just takes too long for it to get up to temperature for them to germinate outdoors. They need to be at as I was saying earlier, like a constant 22 to 25 degrees Celsius almost to germinate. You can really get ahead of the season. Great little ones to put into your grow space and get going that way. Works particularly well. We're saying Swiss chard for the win. Or fuck the week, depending which way you want to look at it. Depends on the acronym that's in play, how your week's been going. Oh dear. Hey, how you doing there, Lefty?
I'm
You know,
good.
still with us, bud.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I had to get all the dudes put away, man.
I've got some weird lag going on, guys. Sorry.
That's right. I see Magnus, he's also recommending some herbs that you could be planting, or herbs as you.
No, you were right the first time. We're just lazy over here. That's all.
I'm an American. I'll say it how I want. American.
Try it again, Perp.
Yeah, my links are being weird too. It's not just. I don't know.
But it seems to be dropping the actual link bit off the link. Right. So yeah, tell you what, if you want to jump in, the winners in particular, if you want to hop into the after show chat, then we can get your details. Otherwise, as I said, do get in contact on Instagram, Operation Grow 2019. Yeah, and on that note, where can everybody find you guys? Cascadian, where can everybody find you, buddy?
Cascadian Grown on Instagram. You'll find me here with you, hanging out on Saturdays. You'll find me on Fumies Saturday nights. I'm also in Bag Seeds Discord, and I got a few other projects rolling, but I won't take all the time. So look for me on IG.
Excellent, excellent. And Lefty, where can we find you?
I'm at Lefty's Farm on Cannabis and on IG. I'm gonna get some. I'm trying to get some more pictures up of the breeding project plants this week. Had a kind of crazy hectic last few weeks, but yeah, I got everything in flower now. The Banana OG have got some buttons on them, starting to show a little bit of character, and the males are looking good. So I want to get some pictures of those. Just been a little crazy lately, but yeah, I'll get some good pictures out. Yeah, check them out later this week.
Fantastic. Cool. And GMF, where can we find you?
Probably passed out on the couch in a little bit. You can find me hanging out here with y'all at Operation Grow on Saturdays, hanging out with Fumi, usually at his place on Saturdays, hanging out in the neighborhood always. I would really invite you guys to get a hold of the neighborhood Discord. I posted it a couple times. Cascadians posted it. It's well worth it. I think you'd be well served. But yeah, if I can be helpful to anybody about anything, just holler at me. Genetic Memory Farms on Instagram. I like to be helpful.
Great. And you can catch me at Operation Grow. Teeth just fell out. Operation Grow Show 2019. Also at Peel Grow Systems. And if you were to put up in the chat there, there's the discount code to get 10% off. Yep. And we shall catch everybody next week. Thank you very much, chat, for joining us. It's great. Congratulations to all the winners. Do get in contact, and